What's up, guys? This is Jason from Overcast TV, and today I'm going to show you how to set up a multi-camera scene using your computer's camera and a phone. Stick around. What's happening, guys? This is Jason from Overcast TV, your #1 resource for tempo-synced motion loops for DJs and producers. And today I am going to show you how to set up a multi-camera scene using equipment you probably already have. So it's actually very easy to do. I should preface this all by saying I am on a Mac and I am using an iPhone, but this does work with a PC and any other phone as long as you've got a way to connect it to your computer. I have got mine hardwired in with the Mac USB connection, iPhone USB connection, but there are a ton of apps out there, so be sure to check the Google Play Store and the App Store to find out if there is a more suitable app for you or a better way to connect it. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this scene. All right, so here we are in the scene. In this example, I am using the Tactical Drum Station pack from Overcast TV, specifically because this is built to be a 3D environment, and I thought that would be very appropriate for the way that I will be setting up these multi-camera shots. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing you want to do is go down to your sources here at the bottom, click the little plus button, and we need to add a video capture device. First one I'm going to add is going to be called the phone cam. So we'll just call it phone cam, tell it OK. Then you're going to go to the device and select it. Say OK. And there we go. Camera 2 is live. All right. So now, as you can see, we've got a bunch of dead space area around there, and it is showing everything from my full phone screen. So I do need to crop in on that. So by holding down Option or Alt on a PC, you can drag down, and you'll notice that the top bar there turned green. That shows that it's being cropped rather than scaled because it's got the red box around otherwise. So you don't have to do it one piece at a time. You can actually drag it from the corner. And so I do need to hold down Option, pull that up. I want to cut out all that text. Same thing from this side, pull it in, and we've got a nice good crop. Now, I also am looking to the opposite side, so I want to go ahead and right click on this, go to transform and flip horizontal. Now I'm looking the other way. Go ahead and grab that top right corner. I'm going to scale that down so that I sit right inside of that screen area. And put me over here. Line it up with the little oscillator box there. And that's looking pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and lock that layer. And now we've got camera 2 added. So we still need to add camera 1. Let's go ahead and do it. Back down to your sources, click plus, go back and add another video capture device. We're going to call this Logitech Cam because I am using a Logitech web camera. Tell it OK. Select the device and my HD Pro webcam 920. Tell it OK. And now I want to go ahead and scale this thing so I am nice and large, filling up the whole frame. But as you can see, I do have a gap here in my green screen. So I want to go ahead and hold down Option and crop in on that. And then just to make it even, I'll crop in on the opposite side. And then so I'm pointing at the correct shoulder. Same thing here. Right click, go to transform and flip horizontal. And now when I raise my left hand, it's on the left side of the screen. So makes it a little bit easier when you are trying to point out things on stream rather than trying to figure out the opposite side. A little bit less confusing that way. So all good there. We'll go ahead and lock that layer. And then I want to drag it down to the appropriate position in the stack. And there we go. So now that it is set right, it's under camera 2, it's under camera 1, and we need to go ahead and key out that background. So there's 2 ways to get to your filters. You can either right click and go to your filters, or you can click this little button here in the newest version of OBS, click the plus. And the first thing I want to do is add some color correction to it. Now, this is because I'm a very pale person, and with all of these lights on me, I turn very white, and then it does tend to turn a little yellow if I turn up the saturation, which will get important. So I want to turn the brightness down just a little bit. I want to turn the saturation up just a little bit. And now you can see my color of my skin is very red, and I want to hue shift it a little bit more red. And this is going to also hue shift the background. And this just allows me to separate myself from the background a little bit more. I'm going to turn that saturation up some more. I know you're thinking this is crazy. You're blowing it way out of proportion, Jason. And you're right. I'm doing it on purpose, and I'll show you why. So from there, we go back over into our effects filters, click plus, and I want to add a chroma key. Tell it okay. And now you can see it started to key out the background. Now, I'm going to turn my similarity down because what I need to do is kind of eyeball match this. It unfortunately doesn't let you sample it directly from the screen. So I'm going to go under here, choose custom color, and then tell it to select color. So it says pick screen color, but it only lets you pick it out of here. So I'm actually just going to do my best to make sure that this box here is approximately the same color as that there. So I can see that it is a lot less saturated. So I'll pull it down. That's a little more pale. Great. It does appear to have a little bit more blue in it, a little more on the turquoise side of things. So I'll move it over there. And then obviously it's darker. So we'll slide this down, add a little bit more. And that's looking pretty close to the color. So we'll tell it okay. And then from there, you can start to slide. I'm turn the smoothness all the way down and start to slide the similarity up. And you see that that background starts to disappear pretty well. Now that's looking pretty good. Whoops. That's looking pretty good, but we do need a little bit of smoothness knocked out of that. So just slowly start sliding that up. You can see it'll key out the background. Now that does get a little tenuous. So sometimes it's easier to just use the clicking of the up and down arrows to get it set properly. That's looking decent. You can see my head is a little bit transparent. I don't think that's that big of a deal right now. For the sake of this tutorial, we'll just move forward. So again, now obviously I am very pink, so we need to go ahead and correct that. So what we'll do is go click the plus, add another layer of color correction, tell it okay, and then we just hue shift it back the opposite direction. And now I look like a normal person again. Turn the brightness up maybe a little bit, turn the contrast up just a little bit, and that's looking pretty decent. You can turn these effects off if you want to reset it back to its normal by just clicking the little eyeball to the left of it there. So anyway, just so you know, that's how you can test with the effects off. Looking pretty good. Obviously, there's still a little bit of grain behind me, but for the sake of this tutorial, I want to go ahead and move along. Maybe I'll fiddle with this just a little bit more, see if I can get that grain out of there by turning up the similarity just a bit. And also the color key spill reduction can help get rid of some of the greens, desaturates a little bit. So that's not looking terrible there. And now we want to go ahead and copy those filters. So if I go back into the Logitech cam, you have to do it one by one. So right click, copy, close, phone cam, right click, open your filters, right click, paste. Great. Back to the Logitech cam, open the filters, get the chroma key, right click, copy that, close it, back to the phone cam, filters, right click, paste. Great. Close it. Same thing, need to get back to that color correction. Right click, bring up your filters, color correction 2, copy that, close it, back over to the phone cam, and paste it. Looking pretty good. Obviously, you know, you'll want to spend some time playing around with your similarity levels and adjusting it for best results. And like I said, it is always a little bit easier to move that out of the way and kind of reference it against what's actually happening on screen. But that should give you a pretty good idea of how to do it. And then from there, it's real easy if you want to copy those into a second scene. In this instance, if you've already got this stuff set up, you can go back down to click plus, add a video capture device. Now, I've already got one of these cams that's a lot better job of keying, as you can see in the first scene. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. This is cam 2, I know. Tell it okay. And you can see that's I've done a far better job of going through and adjusting the keying settings. So just drag that into place. Looking pretty good. Don't forget to crop. Whoops. Doesn't scale if you don't hold Alt first. Or it does scale rather than crop if you don't hold Alt first. As you can see. All right. That looks pretty good. Lock it into place. Drag it down here, right above my Logitech cam, and I will hide the Logitech cam and There you go. So that is that simple, guys. I hope this has given you some good ideas on how you can use equipment you probably already have to upgrade your live stream experience. So if you are interested in more tutorials like this, if this was valuable to you, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Click the little bell on so you get notifications when I do drop new tutorials. I try to do so every Thursday, and I'm going to start doing live soon so I can come on with you guys and answer your questions live. But until then, if there's anything else you want to learn about OBS and configuring scenes within it, make sure to drop me a comment below. And also, if there's any other suggestions you guys have, feedback on the tutorials I have done, drop me a comment below. Let me know what's working, let me know what's not working, and I will try to make more videos that are helpful to upgrade your live stream experience. Until then, this is Jason with Overcast TV. I'll see you online.